It's your boy D,
And I'm Jay.
and this is D and J Movie Reviews. So I hope everybody's having a great night tonight. So today we're going to be talking about one, the only, two of the biggest characters in horror ever. We're going to talk about Jason and we're going to talk about Freddy. And you know the movie Freddy versus Jason.
Mhm.
So, all right, let's get into it. How you been, Jay?
Been good, bro. Shoot, been working, but hey, ready to get in this conversation, bro. Ready to get into it,
Hey, I
man.
feel you. I'm the same way. Work is killing me. I'm
Yeah,
glad I had
man.
my little vacation. So, I mean, I had to get back into it. But okay, so you tell me about Freddy. When you first saw Freddy versus Jason, you tell me, how did you like it?
Oh man, Freddy versus Jason, man. It doesn't get no better than that. Like you got two iconic horror fanatics, man,
True.
and I just love how the way that they brought these two together to interact, to have a battle and all stuff. So basically, I'm gonna go ahead and break it down for this movie. So basically, synopsis of this movie is that Freddy, he's been forgotten and
Right.
he's been trying to find a way to spread the fear again so he can come
Right.
back. But in other words, he uses Jason to go to Elm Street to call all havoc and chaos to kill everybody.
Right.
So they can remember who Freddy was. But man, I watching that movie last night, man. I just love how the way that they just had the kills in the movie, man.
Oh yeah.
The kills are
Jason's
tight, man, and
Jason's a beast. There's nothing about that. Jason was a straight
bro,
beast.
I'm not gonna lie. Like one part of the scene that got me last night um is when they was what was they doing? Um, I think it was in the corn. I think it was in the corn
The
maze
cornfield.
garden. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that guy was that guy was smoking, and then that dude was poking Jason like this, and he went.
Oh yeah. He was like, "You ain't supposed to be here," and he turned his neck. Hey,
I
that
was
was a
like,
good one.
oh yeah, man. And then after that, he just went on a killing rampage, bro. It was just like, wow, that's
Yeah.
just crazy, man. But hey, I love how Jason was in the movie, man. He was so like, you know, just real,
Vicious.
yeah, real vicious, man. And but yeah, I just love how the way how the way they incorporate that scene. So it was
Yeah,
tight.
I mean, Jason again. Jason was crazy. I like Jason, but I like. I mean, everybody knows Freddy is my dude. I don't give a dang. You can put him against anybody. I'm going to choose my boy Freddy.
Yep.
But I just like how Freddy, played the game. He was like, okay, I can't kill nobody. All right, I'm going to use Jason. I'm like, hey, I got it. And but then he got stronger and stronger, and it's just like the what his Robert England did so much. I mean, from again Freddy, one to Freddy, the last nightmare.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I think so.
it
I
just
think I thought it was Wes Craven's new. I thought it was Wes Craven's new Nightmare. I had to look it up, but I thought it was
Yeah,
Wes
it was
Craven.
Wes Craven's New Nightmare,
Yeah,
and I just like how Robert England plays him. He
Freddy,
plays
man.
him like he
He's
makes him funny but serious. But
yeah,
I mean, just the things that he was doing in this movie, like I like the effects in it. When that one time when um that kid went into the street and he used his shadow to go into the concrete to try
yeah,
to stab him. I
yeah,
like that's hard. I don't give a dang. I mean, and like how he picked at Jason when they was fighting in the cellar when they was fighting him when he said, "Oh, there is something that you're scared of," and he put the
yeah.
water
He
down.
said, "Oh, all right, you are afraid of
Freddie
something
is just
after all."
Yeah, Freddie
Ah!
is he's just crazy. Another part, I mean, I just like him because he's funny, but he's serious at the same time. So I
Yeah,
mean, you can't fuck with Freddie. I'm sorry. You can
yeah, man.
try
You
to
can't.
kill him all he wants to. You can cut him, holy water, burn him, all that. He's still gonna come back.
He still gonna come back. It's all about the fear, and
Yeah,
that's the thing is because in this movie, at first, like they all forgot about him, but he had to use Jason as a pawn to
Right.
spread the fear so they can all remember, like, oh, Freddy was the one that was doing this the whole time, and that's how Freddy got stronger, bringing back the fear and all. And I like how now there was one part in the movie
Uh-huh.
where when they was well, I think when they was fighting towards the end. Well, actually, no, I think it was in a dream,
Uh-huh.
and then I think Freddie had this thing come down. He said, "Why won't you die?"
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
said, "Why won't
Now
you die?"
my favorite part is when I forgot her name, the one of the main characters, the girl with the blonde hair.
Yeah,
She you know was dreaming, and they was at the campground when Jason was drowning,
yeah,
and they was you know those two couples, the two security was actually having sex, and she said, "You ain't coming," and Freddie turned around and was like, "It ain't my fault she dead off her feet."
he
I
took her
was
arm
like,
like
hold
this.
on, Freddie, you stupid. And like, and
Yeah,
just the things that Freddie did in this movie, it was just mind blowing. And I love Robert Englund for that. And honestly, I really hope, I mean, it kind of upset me when they made the new Freddy Krueger and he wasn't in that movie. And
hmm
I was very upset about that. I
that's
still
what
went to
I'm
go watch
saying.
it, but
I
I
don't
was still
understand.
upset because Robert Englund wasn't in it. I don't know why he wasn't in it, but
Well, they
I was
said
very
that I
upset
think they
about that.
said Robert England was just getting too old, and he said
He
something
is
about that. I think he said something about that I can't like run as fast as I used to, like in the movies and all stuff, like try to
right.
catch people and all stuff. But I don't know if it's true or not. I heard a rumor, Darrell, that they was gonna do a Freddy Krueger movie, and they was gonna bring
That's what
him
I
back.
heard too. That's what I heard also.
I heard about that. So I don't know if they do, man. Robert England, yes,
I
he's the
mean,
best
it
choice.
was very good that I mean he did it. He did a good job. It's just that everybody is used to, you know, Robert Englund playing, you know, the first Freddy to
Yeah,
the last Freddy, the new Nightmare, you know, with Wes Craven.
yeah,
And I mean, I love how Wes Craven used it because Wes Craven he pulled stuff out of all different kind of movies to actually poke fun at all the movies that he made. Like he poked fun at Scream,
hmm
and like it's just I just love Freddy. Freddy is I don't give a dang if he goes against Chucky, Leprechaun, Michael Myers, anybody, Hellraiser. I'm still going to choose my boy Freddy over anybody, hands down. That's my dude. That's dude. But now, get me wrong. Jason is he. Guys, remember when they was fighting at the end,
yeah.
and Jason was putting them hands on him. But another
Hey,
funny,
listen, he Jason was just like grabbing him and throwing him around and all stuff. I was
exactly.
like, dang, bro.
Definitely in that burning house. He like picked him up and like
Yeah.
drug him through the house and everything.
Hey, remember Darrell when he grabbed Freddie and he threw him through that wall. He's throwing him down. He's rolling him down through the wall. He just like a train and all stuff. Like, he just threw him.
I was
He's like,
like, hold on. I was like, Jason is just bullying him. It's just like he couldn't.
Yeah,
It's like he couldn't get a hold of Freddy though. Like every time he'll do something, Freddy will like disappear or he will like move
yeah.
out the way or something. But another funny part is with Kelly Rowland. He was
Oh,
Kelly Rowland was talking shit to Freddy,
bro.
and
Oh, girl,
he
shut up.
was like, "How sweet
Your
dark
surroundings.
meat."
Oh yeah, he said dark meat. She said, so you're the one everyone's afraid of. He was like,
Right.
and she said, you're not even. She said something about she said something that pissed him off, and she said, you're not even. You said you're not even scared. You're not even scared. And then after that, Freddie was like, and
And
he was
you
like
see
this in front of
Jason.
Honda. He like this. He like, and then Jackson went boom. I was like,
Yes, yes.
dang. I
He
was like,
said.
damn.
She said, who's scared of somebody in a Christmas sweater?" I was dying. I mean, this movie, it was
It
just
had,
funny.
I
Even
ain't gonna lie,
the
bro. It
dude
had
who
a lot of
had the who
sense of
was
humor
the
in the
you
movie.
know the druggie or the hippie. I mean, I like him. He was great, and he was like, man, the dude in the hockey mask was pissed.
Yeah,
So,
it
hey, I love this movie. It's Jason was just I like Jason. Jason played a big role in it,
Yeah,
and I like how when at the beginning when she said when Freddy played as his mom and
yeah,
got him up,
yeah,
that was nice.
yeah. And he said, "I've been far away from my children for far too long." I'm like,
Exactly. I
yeah,
mean,
man.
again, that's how he gets his powers, and it's on
Yeah.
M Street, and the fear that gets. I mean, I think like I've
But you
even
know
dreamed
what? You
about
know what
him when
interests
I
me,
was younger.
Darrell? You know what interests me, Darrell, is that you know how like in the end of the movie, of course, like the girl, she says, "Welcome to my nightmare," and she
Uh huh.
cut his head off, and she cuts Freddy's head off. Then we see Jason gets out of the water, but then he has Freddy's head, and then Freddy he looks at the camera, and he winks. I was wondering, I was like, should they make I was wondering how, like, after all these years, how come they haven't made like another Freddy versus Jason type movie, or Freddy versus another killer or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
because because I mean pretty much, man, with these horror movies you can combine these franchises, man, and
Right.
like I said, you just seen it with Freddy versus Jason, man, and but yeah, I was just wondering at the end of the movie, like Freddy comes back, and I'm like,
Hmm.
it just left us on the cliffhanger, which is why I was like, they could have like done more because he's not dead. Even though Jason got
Right.
his hit, he's still not dead. He
Oh yeah,
still comes
you're not
to life.
going to. You're not going to kill him. I mean, like you said, they done everything from Freddy one to Freddy, the Wes Craven that try to kill him, and he still comes back to life. And I
Yeah.
mean, okay, so I got one for you. Who who will win between Freddy and Michael?
Dang, that's a good one. You know what? I'm surprised we have not seen a Freddy versus Michael.
Yeah.
That would have been a good one. That would have been
Okay.
a
So
good
who
one.
won?
But
Okay.
but
So
but
who do
but,
you
but
think who won in
honestly,
this
here's the
one?
thing. Honestly, here's the thing though. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Michael, he can't. Michael, I don't know, man. I want to get too much in there because I know
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want
yeah.
on Freddy versus Jason, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I just feel like Michael can't die, but he's for some strange reason he always comes back, and you can't get rid
Exactly.
of
Just
him.
like Freddy.
But yeah, it's just like Freddy because Freddy he's just like in a dream. Like if people go to sleep, oh yeah, you're
Yeah.
done. Your only best defense is drinking coffee or taking some type of pills
Nasty.
to
I
keep
mean,
you
hey,
awake or
y'all don't
something
get
like
on
that.
to me.
Yeah, to keep yourself awake, or
Yeah.
else you're a goner. So
So who won? Who do you think who won between this Freddy versus Jason? Did you think Freddy won or did you think Jason won?
I think honestly, I think Jason won because I mean, even though Freddy was alive at the end, I mean
Right.
his head cut off, but I just feel Jason like walked out of the water and he had Freddy's head.
Yeah.
But then again, it kind of left us on a cliffhanger. I'm like, and let's not forget, well, in the dream, you know how like when you know Jason cuts Freddy's arms off and then he grows like new arms and all
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, does Freddy grow back a new body or something like that in this like outside world? That's what I'm just wondering. But
Yeah, I like how Freddy I mean, don't get me wrong, Jason great. He did amazing, but I like how when Freddy was chopping him up with his own sword. I was like,
yeah, he
he
was.
took his own sword and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, he was just ah.
Hey, that's just I'm mind blowing. I just like Freddie is just that's my dude. I mean, I'll definitely I'll definitely give it up to Freddie because I think Freddie won because I mean you can't kill him. Second, that I mean he was beating the shit out of Freddie. Only time that Jason actually beat him is when he cut his arms off. That's how I see it. And he was tossing them around when the cabin was on fire. I definitely give him that. But I mean, with when Freddie said, "Hey, asshole," and he said, "He that." thing with those rocks and everything started coming, and
Yeah,
those little spears, those metal little spears. Hey, Freddy is just. I mean, I just think he won. I mean, but they need to do a part two. If they do a part two and don't leave it on a cliffhanger this time, but they have to because you can't,
yeah.
you can't beat Freddy.
They kind of left on the cliffhanger. But honestly, man, they could have made a sequel, but I don't know what happened. But who never knows. But I will say this: when I've heard like rumors about Robert England coming back playing
Yeah.
like Freddy. Well, or I heard it like it was a whole bunch of like fans that would sign a petition want him to come back and play as Freddy after that trash other Nightmare on Elm Street that
I mean,
came
I
out like
can't call it trash. It's just that we wasn't used to this Freddy.
yes, I mean because you gotta think he's just like he's a copy and paste of Robert England's. You can't do that. Robert
True, you
England,
can't
that's
do
his
that.
role. Robert England, that is his role. He's a good Freddy. Like he has that character down pat.
Yeah.
But you bring somebody else to try to do that, I don't think you can do that, man. And honestly, that's the reason why I think if he does come back, if he says that he has a hard time running, just give him a stunt double. Just give him a
Just let
stunt
hold
double.
on,
That's all you.
no, just let him walk. I mean, every other damn horror character actually walks and they catch up with some fucking body. Michael Myers,
Yeah.
Jason, Leprechaun, Chucky. So I mean, just let him walk. I mean,
Just let him
it's
go.
it's I don't know. I mean, how can you catch up with somebody by walking though? That's something I just don't understand.
That's true. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, you got any final thoughts, Darrell, about the movie?
My final thoughts. I liked it. Because I saw it when I heard about it. My mom actually told me this was a long time ago. My mom actually was like, "Darrell, go on the internet and look up Freddy versus Jason." And like I was crunk, but I like it was like 15 of us went to the movie theaters and actually see this Freddy versus Jason. So I love the movie. I still watch this movie to this day. I
That's
still watch it and I still laugh at all the shit that Freddy actually says, and it's mind blowing. It's just I
mm-hmm.
still love Freddy. So, what about you?
Man, I think, and see, I know I'm a young gun and all stuff. I think I remember the first time when it came out. I want to say I was like 11 or something like that when this movie came out because it came out in '03 and I watched it. I'm not gonna lie, when I watched it, I was like, dang, I said this movie's tight. But then again, I ain't gonna lie, some of the kills when I was a kid at the time, the
Yeah,
real
yeah, 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 yeah.
it did kind of like rip me a little. I was like, oh my god, like kill.
It got me too some, but you know,
Yeah,
um, and I mean, I can't just straight up be like, Jason was didn't do good. Everybody knows Jason did good. Jason's a beast. He's a monster.
yeah.
So anything else you want to talk about this Freddy versus Jason?
That's all I have, man.
All right, man. Well, everybody, this is your boy D,
And I'm Jay. And don't
and
forget
this
to
is
like, share, and subscribe to the channel,
right,
y'all.
right.
We're gonna
And
keep giving
hey,
y'all more
we gonna
stuff.
keep on gearing up those more contents coming up. So y'all leave a comment and see which ones we want to talk about next. Do you want to talk about Scream? Do you want to talk about Jeepers Creepers? Do you want to talk about Halloween, Michael Myers, Chucky, Leprechaun? Y'all let us know, and we'll get you up on it. Peace.